Hello and welcome back to the Consistory of the Coelc YouTube channel. I'm your host for this video, Reverend Zabel, and today I'm going to be continuing my mini-series through women in the church, and today we're going to be looking at the use of women elders. Now, the Lutheran Church of Australia's original position on women elders said that the rule of the apostles excludes the position of women acting as pastors and shepherds of the congregation, and it would probably eliminate the possibility of elders also. It then said that women were excluded from the pastoral office and the office of church leader. This statement, written in 1978, however, did leave the possibility open by saying, although something may depend here on how the office of elder is understood. Later in 1978, the General Synod voted to permit women elders into the LCA, and the LCA's Commission on Theology and Interchurch Relations prepared a statement in 1989, which was only adopted in the year 2000, which finally allowed women elders to serve in the LCA. Now, both the editor's note and the statement on female elders declare that women can be permitted to the office of elder in the LCA as an auxiliary office because it's a subordinate supportive office, and therefore the LCA reckons it has no real or implied authority. Now, as I've mentioned in my previous video, that's just stupid. You know, as I refer to as the over-under principle of authority mentioned in Scripture, that just because you're under somebody's authority does not mean you don't possess authority over somebody else. For example, the centurion who came to Jesus has said he is under authority and he has soldiers under his authority. Likewise, women in the household, wives are said to submit to their husbands, and so women are to support and submit to the husbands, but that doesn't mean they don't possess authority over the children. You know, children are told to honor father and mother. Thus, this idea that women, just because they're being a supportive role in the church, means they have no authority is just nonsensical. Now, one thing I would like to specify, though, is that we could have women elders in the church depending on how that office is established. So, to understand this better, we need to look at the idea of lay elders in the church, or what the church may have referred to them sometimes as deacons, and also the office of deaconess. See, the office of elder is an auxiliary office in the church. It is a subordinate supportive office. However, as the LCA acknowledged, the office of elder was also an authoritative position in the church. However, that doesn't mean we couldn't have female elders, insofar as we made a distinction between the roles of a male elder and a female elder. And now, I would encourage the viewers to go and check out a video I did of the 5 offices in the church, where I discussed how the scriptures refer to 5 different offices that serve in the church. There are bishops, or like overseeing senior pastors. There's your regular everyday pastor. There's your assisting pastor or deacons. There's your lay assistant, also known as like a lay deacon. And then there's your deaconesses or lay women assistants. And in that video I do discuss the different roles between a male deacon and a female deacon. But we could have male deacons and female deacons, or male elders and female elders, whatever you wanted to call them, or you know, elders and elderesses, whatever term you wanted to use for them. You can have a female deacon or elder in the church, insofar as her role is not in a leading authoritative position. So for example, the Lutheran Church Missouri Synod has the office of deaconess in their church, and they describe the deaconess role as teaching and visiting the sick or imprisoned, family counseling, visiting in hospitals, prisons, and retirement communities and facilities that care for the disabled. You also had guys like Pastor Bo Gitz in one of his books where he refers to the office of deacon, how in the past they were to do works of charity like nurses and stuff like that in the church. So yes, we can have a female deacon or a female elder, but if we are to do so, that office needs to be distinguished from the male deacons and male elders in the church, so that the female elder does not possess a leading authoritative role in the church. That kind of wraps up our video on that topic. I've been your host, Reverend Jake Zabel. Goodbye and God bless.